Well, the best thing about the Shamrock Rugby, the best thing that to my memory about is what we are, what we came from, and what we are now. We're a community-based club. We originally were known as the green slime in the north, the coal miners, the uncouth coal miners, but that was all the lawyers and all the doctors and all that sort of mob from the Vikings and all the teachers' college and all that they didn't like us. The Mooku didn't like us. They wanted us out of the competition, and all we could do was bash them. And that's exactly what happened with the Shamrocks. We got a reputation for ourselves as wanting to knuckle, and that's why Nicholson Park was affectionately known to most other rugby clubs around as Knuckleby Park. The amount we emanated out of a Catholic youth club, and that was the Shamrocks. Even then we were rebels. We had a red shamrock on our back. We had numbers on the front of our football jumpers so that the referees couldn't see the numbers. All that type of thing. And then when we had the amalgamation, things were pretty tough number-wise for a little while. But you had people like Sluggo Walker, Keith Sluggo Walker, Mickey Rooney, Bruce Ross, all these guys, the Woonona Surf Club blokes, Barry Kavanagh, Slobbers, the club had some very, very hard times. We didn't have any money without Sluggo and the ladies auxiliary early in the piece, having their canteen and hot dogs and all that was the only way we ever got money out of anything, And then Hooper's Pub, Hooper's really supported us. He actually paid us money at times not to go back up there. Bordy Germain, Woonona Pub, and then our juniors, we end up having very, very strong junior teams. A lot of parental involvement. The other good things about the club was what we originally stuck by was you don't root your mate's wife, and you don't go king hitting your mates, or you don't go belt and fighting your own mates, you don't go fighting your own team. That went on for a little while, but that sort of went by the by. There was a few fights and a few other things happened. But Sluggo Walker was a larrigan. The best choir master this club's ever seen. He's a living legend when he sang the Ringy Rang Do. And then we kept on rolling on, and then Barry Stumbles came into the club, coached the club, coached first grade. Then we had, after Barry Stumbles left, we had Billy Blanche come in, very, very, very good coach, won a premiership. And then we had Slobbers. Slobbers won, I'm not quite sure how many premierships Graham won. And then we had Jim Pettit. Jim Pettit was a great coach. Slobbers came back in, and then it just goes on and on. The other thing which I think has been an amazing blessing for this club is Kieran Smith. Kieran Smith, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best club man this club has ever had. There will never be anybody, in my eyes, and I'd go as far as to say 90% of the people out there now, or 99% of the people out there now, would say the best club man they've ever met is Kieran Smith. Tough as nails, good footballer, compassionate man. And what he does for the community is just amazing. There are some wonderful blokes. There are guys who have not been recognised for the work they've put into the club. But boy, oh boy, there's some wonderful blokes, some wonderful men. Bruce Ross as an example. Bruce Ross was our original president. Bruce will be coming down. Bruce is up in Sydney Uni now, and I approached Bruce when I was going overseas to come and help the club out. We played a Carmel Surf together when I was only 15. I have some amazing memories. I've got some amazing memories of the juniors winning grand finals, premierships. To me, they were fabulous. And when you look at the juniors who've come through now, just talking to Scott Lunny outside, Chrissy Doyle, lots and lots and lots of great footballers that came through our juniors. Went on to win premierships first grade with the club, and they were little, not legends or anything, but they really played for the Shamrock Club and played for their mates. And my wife, it was a bit different for me, so I spent more time at the rugby club than I spent with my family. During the rugby club, I was Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays. I had the juniors and the seniors, been the strapper for the seniors for 20 odd years. That's how it was. Some of the good things was the very, very early trips away to Coolangatta and to surfers, and we had all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Sluggo Walker, acting as though he was blind, and everybody let him all in, and he'd intentionally open up beer cans at the time you had to use a little opener. He'd intentionally not hold it and open it and flick all over people everywhere, and those sort of things. The bus trips away. At one stage, they wouldn't let them on the plane. You know about that? The trips away, the trip to New Zealand was really good for the club. What else? And then they went to Fiji, that was also good for them. The other thing that I would like to put at the very end is the management of the club right now. Before we were reasonably managed. I would say we weren't well managed. Always battling for money from year to year to year. Most of that was from raffles or a benefit night or whatever the case may be, but now we've got this management and we've got this wonderful clubhouse. There's a lot of, doesn't matter, but anyway, we've got this wonderful clubhouse, and the management of the club now, the actual president that we have now, Gary Weston, I think he's doing an amazing job, and I'm very proud of the juniors, Crackers, when Crackers first came into the club, it was a fair while ago. And most people that I've introduced into the club, like Crackers, Scotty Lunny, got Scotty, and Kieran, all these guys, they've turned out to be exceptional club members. Worthy, very worthy of being life members. And like I said here, from little things, big things grow.